Good morning. Let's see where our fair prices and our unfair prices are, and then we'll work from there. So, very easy. The easiest way to use profile, right? Just mark off your prior day's unfair pricing, right? Those are the easiest places to trade. So if you look at that and you right click and you hit extend drawing, right? So what's the result when you look at it like this? And what happens is this overnight. Okay. So this is yesterday. This is Asia. This is unfair pricing. Underneath unfair pricing, backside test, right? Roll down. Now, how do you avoid getting even though the trades worked in here, they are looser, right? They can travel a greater distance against you. So now once you get into unfair pricing, right? You get over here, you get purple bar star, triangle up, right? Star down, pink bar up, and it pushes. Okay. If you want to see what that looked like on the 15, this is what it looks like. So see when you start to get this right here on the 15, it's just going no counter rotations. Even if you'd been trading the 15, the only stop you end up with is this, and that's if that's a setup, which I don't see what it's trapping on or anything else. But besides the point, that's the setup. Okay, so now we come over and we want to know, well, what if it really falls? Like, what if it falls out of that unfair pricing? We want to know, right, what's to the left. So this is again, I'm going to say this again. This is the simplest way. So this is important because it's underneath prior day's lows. Reversals underneath prior day's lows can give big counter rotations, right? So underneath that, I have this little lip right over here. And then I have a little lip right over here. Now what that means when I put that in my head, right? So that's the simplest way to use profile. If I were trading, I'd go, I only trade in these areas, and I would have a higher success rate of setups in that area because other people want to negotiate price in those locations. Now, if I wanted to up that challenge, what I would say is, or up the importance of that, what I would say is anything in single prints is even more important, particularly the back of single prints when they complete. So that was yesterday, right? So if you look, you would have had it marked off like this. You would have had two areas: unfair pricing, single prints unfair pricing, right? So this area, the single print area, was clearly more important than the unfair pricing. But if you go back and look at yesterday's trading, and how yesterday behaved. Wait, let me do something really quick. I'm going to change this so everyone can see, and then I'll go back and do it again. Damn, I didn't want to do that, but I have to do that. All right, I have time. So do this again. If you look at yesterday, it would have gone two ways. This whole thing, okay, so that's what and then this is unfair pricing. Now look how the market behaved. Okay, so this was, remember, this is 830 right here. See this? So this was important because you're opening up below the prior day's low. That 15,000 is below prior day's low. So if you look at how that worked, right, we came down. See how you got the biggest negative delta down? It goes supernova, and now it gets up into unfair pricing. Now, if we're in a bear market, that rejects out of that lower band of unfair pricing. But in this case, we're trapped inside prior day's low. Okay. So now, once it gets above unfair pricing, I do not want to short in here unless I am extremely aggressive and very agile. Why? Because the market will start going on rips through here like this, right? And it can be very frustrating. And people who trade poorly should definitely not trade in here. If you go on tilt, do not trade in here because it can drive all the way through this. May you be bored? You might, but you won't suffer catastrophic losses by avoiding that area. Now watch what it does. It gets up into the initial area of unfair pricing, pushes in, rejects out, holds it, right? So there's two classes of unfair pricing, single prints and general unfair pricing. So it consolidates, pushes back down, right? That's approximately from the US Open at 830. That's approximately a 50 retrace. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think I'm right. I'll just draw from here to get a ballpark. That's a 50, 60, 50 retrace right there. There's a 50 retrace on the day, finds responsive buyers. Okay, so this confuses people. The reason that's important is because everyone in the world is drawing a 50 retrace from the low to the high, right? So it works, right? Comes back in. Again, you'll see people try to reject it in the unfair pricing. Sideways, sideways, sideways. This is a little downside consolidation. Now watch what it does in the next level. Now it pushes up into the single prints, okay? Pushes down. They try to fall out here is what they're trying to do. Okay, they're trying to fall out. Again, it makes another approximately 50 retrace off the low. I'm not going to draw it again, but that's approximately a 50 retrace. It was about a 100-point rotation down. Finds responsive buyers. You'll see they try to reject it here out of the single prints again. Comes out, I believe, takes out a new high over here. It does. Exhausts at the new high, right? And now they just get caught. The shorts get caught at the end of the day, right? And after they get caught out, it finishes. See how this is the back of the single prints? Auction complete. They've exhausted it. Okay, down, and now it's going to roll back through there overnight. That is how single prints work. That's the first important thing I was going to cover this morning. And if you want to see the same picture on the 24, that's what it looks like on the 24. It's same exact picture. Initial rejection out, up, and over. So, and then finally it completed the auction. It rejected from the bottom of the single prints and the top of the single prints. Okay. Start noting what these tops and bottoms look like, right? So that you can repeat them over and over and over again. Now, next. Okay. So now we're going to fix these charts for today. And instead of getting super detailed on the profile, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, right? All I'm going to do is this. I'm going to mark off. I don't know why I don't have an extending rectangle, but I'm just going to add it. Tools. There's got to be extending rectangle in here. Oh, it's going to be up here then. Ellipse tool. Do I have it someplace else? ABC, ray, erase lines, short value, adjust rate, ABC. I've already got it. My bad. Here, since I'm using it so much. Okay, there we go. here, here, prior day's low. Same thing in ES. Okay. And I'm doing this because I'm finding a lot of people that I thought had the knowledge base for this don't. Unfair pricing under here, but it's separate unfair pricing. It usually gets treated as separately, and then this over here. Okay, so those are my areas, right? And then I have this area right down here. Okay, so that's a basic profile chart. Now in there, I have two naked volume points of control. Those are important because naked volume points of control tend to act as inflection points, even when they're in unfair pricing. So I want to watch for potential reversals in or around that area, right? And then I have a naked volume point of control up here if we should rally for some reason. Okay. And then these are anomalies at the end, but I'm not going to mark that off. That's as simple as you can make a profile chart possibly be. And realistically, for the levels that we'll be trading today, the only thing I would add would be this level right over here. I'm going to, okay, so now that ends up looking like this on my chart. Those are my levels. All the way down to here. Those are the important levels. So if you want to trade location, those are location, right? And if you want to stay out of trouble, you will stay out of the black areas and trade in the green, right? That's how there's no better way to make that work than just exactly that, right? So that's for today. I will do two things here. Right click, start drawing properties. TC1, anchors. It doesn't let me label. Well, that sucks. Option. Oh, labels on right. They should be there. Show price labels. Let's just make this a light green. See if that's easier to see. Okay. Save. There we go. So now I know this area is 15,709 to 14,961. 79. That's 100 points of unfair pricing, right? So, so now what I'll do is I'll take that chart. Okay, now I will. Thank you. Do the same thing for CL. Works exactly the same way. And every other product. Okay, now you take it. And I go plus computer Q. There you have your areas of interest where we want to trade, right? Now we take that, scoot it up here, and then we'll do the same thing in ES. I'll do it in the first 30 minutes sometimes. We have econ at 8:45. Okay, so those become my areas of interest. I just copy it over. I can see it on the chart, right? So I wanted to cover something important before I do ES. Hold on one second here. Okay. Now I want to show y'all something on the 24. Okay. There are some people in the room, not naming names, but that have difficulty that when the market starts doing this right here, they just keep buying all the way down. There is a solution for this. I'm going to write up an entire thesis on this, okay, and do a video on it. However, if you are trading and you are a problem trader, meaning you get frustrated if you take a trade here, let's say, and it stops you, okay? I want to be clear. If you take a trade here and it stops you, if you take a trade here, wherever, someplace where it got stopped, if you take a trade here and it stops you, and then you start going, or you take a trade in here and it stops you, you start going bam, 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 and I drew down 100 million billion points, right? Let me help you out, okay? Let me help. I want to say this again. Let me help you out. Oh, by the way, I got to send a quick message before I forget. And it's for me. Okay, so so the way to fix that, okay, I want to be very, very clear. The way to fix that is to wait for your triangle. Let me demonstrate overnight. Okay, so the first thing this fixes is what am I looking for? So let's use yesterday when it was going straight up and explain why it's valuable. Let's say I wanted to short in a straight up market yesterday, so we're going to do that. Okay, starting at 8:30, I'm going to short. And the only time I can enter is on a down triangle. Now, I'm going to still have stops, right? But I decided the market's going to zero, okay? I'm short here. Still goes to an extension. Short here. It's a 2-bar stop. I'm stopped. I'm short here. Gets to a profit. Just follow me. I'm short here. This is my stop. Gets to a profit. I'm short here. Gets to a profit. I'm short here. Gets to a profit. I'm short here. Gets to a profit. I'm not making it up, right? I'm just going along. I short here. I get to a profit. I'll get stopped. Don't worry. Short here. Get to a profit. I'm short here. I get here. I get stopped while you're shorting at the bottom of the channel. Different story, but whatever. I'm short here. I'm short here. I'm stopped. Again, bottom of the channel. I'm short here. I get to some kind of profit. I'm short here. I get to profit. Just follow me. No triangle. I'm short here. I get the profit. I'm short here. Well, that's over. Day's over. Sorry. Never mind. Okay. If you will just go and fixate your mind that this is only for people who have problems trading and you know who you are, where you stay on process and then all of a sudden you blow up. Here, I'm going to show you the other way. I'm going back to June 7th. I'm going to go long all day long. Okay. This is trend day down. Okay. You're still going to lose money. There's no question about it, especially on hard trend day down. But let's just start in the morning. Take the triangle up. Go to profit. Triangle up stopped. Triangle up paid. Triangle up stopped. 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 I mean, you went to a little profit, but let's just assume the stop. Stop. Paid. 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 You should have gotten a scale on that one. Okay. Stopped. Stopped. You're still losing money. I'm not fixing that problem, right? Paid. Stopped. Paid. That one extended. Paid. 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 Stopped. Stopped. Paid, stopped. I mean, that's the end of it. That's day's already over. I don't know why you're trading there, right? That's probably a worst case scenario right there. You will take stops, okay? But what it will stop you from is this. And this is exactly what's happening to people when they're getting frustrated, okay? And those who I'm talking to know who they are. Long, so stopped, long, it can't keep going down, long, can't keep going down, long. Oh, I just took 3 stops in a row. Or they'll get over here because they're frustrated and they'll go, well, it can't keep dropping. Oh, I got stopped on the triangle. Long, 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 long. Oh, damn, I just took 4 stops in a row, right? So your check mark is only one check mark if that is you. And that is, do I enter on a triangle up, yes or no? If you will do that, okay, so these days will still suck, right? But if you come in the very next day, right, and again, if you'll focus on the longs, just start marking it off from the open, right? Here's 8:30, and I suggest long, 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 stopped, long. That's in the first half hour. And again, I suggest the bottom of the channel, not the top of the channel. Stopped, paid, paid. So 2 stops in a boatload of wins, right? Paid, 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 stopped. Now, notice through here, no stops on this face ripper down. Paid, 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 stopped. Again, I would not take that in the top of the channel. Stopped, paid, stopped. Again, top of the channel, paid. Oh, that's 5 in the morning already. Okay? Fix your trading problem, guys. Just make a commitment. You don't need to even think about whether the market's up or down. The only other thing I would add is make it in a trading location. It does not turn you into a great trader. It stops you from being a destructive trader. Okay? I'm going to say that again. It stops you from being a destructive trader. And go ahead, just go for 1-to-1 every time. Okay? You will come out with some very good days. If you look overnight, right now, we'll do it again. Here's overnight and trend down, right? We'll start at London Open. I don't know how much of an extension. I'm not even going to bother measuring it, right? Paid. I'm going to assume you're only going to take the first triangle there. Paid. Paid. If you took this, you got paid. But again, I'm going to assume the first triangle. And that's where you are right now. That's where you are right now. Okay? You don't have to guess what the bottom is. Just go and write it down and check it off every time. I take triangles, right? I don't know shit about the market. I don't know which way it's going up or down. I trade triangles, right? Like that Sixth Sense movie. I see dead people. I trade triangles. Okay? It does not solve all your problems. Okay? It does not guarantee a profit every time you trade. Okay? It does the people who are getting blown up both in Apex and the people who are getting blown up in their own personal accounts have massive down days. And they get massive down days in this in particular. Okay? You will have more stops if you do it on a 15 tick because it's simply easier to get the triangle up. Let's do the same exercise on a 15 and then we'll focus. We have date econ right at 8:45. Okay? So here's London Open, roughly. Okay? I'm looking for my triangle up. Paid. 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 Stopped. Right there. Stopped. Paid. And that's where you stand right now. Okay? And that's in straight up trend day down. Okay? I am not telling you that every triangle works. Now, if I want to increase the odds, I'd make sure I was touching the 4th channel on the bottom of that channel. Okay? But stop blowing yourselves up. Everyone, the few people I'm talking to know who they are. Stop having 5 days in a row where you're making good money, and on the 6th day where we get a trend day or we do a long liquidation or a short liquidation, and then you get the shit blown out of you. You will get more stops on the short side than you will on the long side because the market does that straight grind up, right? But it will save your behind and then have a max stop for the day. Okay? Once you get confidence that you have an entry that works, then you can relax a little bit more. Okay? Then you can relax a little bit more. The next thing I want to point out, and I'm going to go to the 24 for this. Okay? If this is yesterday, see how big your delta down is? See the triangle up? And the close of the triangle up, not the point of control, nothing else. The close of the bar, the price, is above the bar with the delta. Constantly big lifts. I'm going to show you this again. There's your biggest delta on the push down. The close is completely above that bar. Big lifts. Constantly. Not like, oh, sometimes. Constantly. And it's both short and long. Okay? Biggest delta down. Let's make it big so we can see it. Close completely above. If I had to make money, whether I'm trading the 15 or the 24, right? That would be the only trade I would take because it constantly gives giant lifts. Here's the biggest delta. Here's the triangle up. That's your first triangle up. It's a 2-bar stop, 20 points basically. Constantly big lifts. Here's 6:30 in the morning. Here's your biggest delta. There's the close above. That goes even overnight. Goes 95 to 24, giving you a 1-to-1 RR. Does the same thing in the 15. If I was in a position where I have to bag money, okay, I have to feed my kids. I have to grow my account. There's a few of you that are in that position. There's some of you who aren't in that position. I would still do this. Get your triangle up to close above your biggest delta down in the prior rotation down. And you will have a lot of success. You will have some days where you don't have very many trades, but the trades you take will be not only great 1-to-1 plus RR trades, they will also extend a long, long way, sometimes 50 to 100 to 200 points. My point is yesterday morning, remember when I said, oh, that looks like a great trade? Here's 8:30 in the morning. Here's my biggest delta down. And I said, we're probably going to lift off of that. And the reason I knew that was because we got this and I said, here we go. Now, it's 8:32 in the morning. I have it recorded. I said, 8:32, I'm not taking it, but that probably goes. And that was it. Why do I know that? Because I know I'm above my biggest delta with a triangle up. Simplify your thinking. Stop thinking about the whole market, right? Stop thinking about the whole market and think about where your entries are and what they look like specifically, right? Let me give you an example, okay? The other day I was walking down the street, okay? I saw $10 sitting on the floor, bent over and picked it up. Now, I didn't go, where did the $10 come from? I didn't go, what will it be worth tomorrow? I didn't go, who could have possibly lost this $10? There was no one else around, and there's $10 sitting on the floor. I picked it up, and I handed it to my daughter in this case, but I picked it up and put it in my pocket, right? Now, that's the same thing here. All you're doing is going, that's a triangle up above my biggest delta. It's going up, right? I didn't sit there and study the $10 and look at it and go, well, is it a $10 bill I really want to touch? You know, is it counterfeit or not counterfeit? Look like a $10 bill, I picked it up. Point of control, the bar closes above your biggest delta down on price. I want to be long and or short if you're willing to short. Long's better than short, obviously. Okay? Does that all make sense? You don't have to know shit about the market. You don't have to know where it's going. You don't have to know anything else, right? Shoot for a 1-to-1 RR, and then when you learn all the other stuff about the market and your read actually gets good, now you can trade, right? So over here, I'll be covering this in coaching, but if you're down wave like this, see how this is the biggest delta? This is a new rule. You can like it or not like it. If you get a positive delta along the way, and then you get another down delta, you can restart the account after you get a new down delta. Mark that off. Triangle up is completely above my biggest delta, and it works again. This works. You don't have to believe it. I don't want to hear any pushback on it. Just go test it for yourself. Okay? When they break it up, again up here on top, biggest delta, triangle down, closes all the way, and down she goes. Okay? Go try it. That's my best wisdom I can give you today. It's the best thing I can possibly give you today is that triangle closes above your biggest delta down, and you likely have a very good trade. If you are a trader that panics and goes into panic mode, okay? If you're a trader that panics and goes into a panic mode, okay, don't trade it. Don't trade without a triangle. You have a checklist. It's a single checklist. Did I enter on a triangle? It's a 2-bar stop. It equals 20 points on the 24. It's about 15 on the 15, about maybe 12. Okay. Did I enter yay or nay? Okay. I don't give a shit if you're like, oh, it can't keep going down. Play it in your voice, right? Simon, there's no way this can keep falling. Markets don't just keep going straight down. There's no way this can keep happening. You should be buying it. All that shit can be going off in your head. Oh, finally, there's my triangle. I can buy it. Do yourself a favor. Save yourself, right? Don't keep repeating the same damn mistake. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Don't keep repeating the same damn mistake. Okay? Do yourself a favor and go, I don't trade without a triangle. I don't give a shit what you see. I don't care how many times you've been stopped. I don't care how frustrated you are. If I ask you, right, if you tell me I had a bad day, the first thing I'm going to ask you is show me all your entries. And if they're not on an up triangle, I'm going to go do your checklist for every trade. Is there an up check? And as a matter of fact, before you even punch in, check up triangle. If I wanted to short this right now, see how the down triangle is already forming? I can already put in my sell order. I can already see this is the biggest delta. This down triangle will close below that bar. It's a 1-bar stop. I can short 65.50. I know it'll be a down triangle. The signal actually shows up before it prints, right? The bar has to close, but I know that's going to be a down triangle, right? That is what I'm going to do. And they show up before they print. So all you have to do, right? All you have to do is hunt that damn triangle, right? So if I want to short, I'm not going to short right in front of the number, right? There it is right there. 65.50 can be my short, right? Here, as a matter of fact, here, I'll do it on a smallie. Well, they're not going to let me. Never mind. But see that right there? 65.50. I'm not guessing whether the down triangle will come in. I don't care what it does here. Doesn't matter to me, right? I don't care about the point of control up here. I don't care whether it's the biggest delta. I just don't give a shit, right? I don't care, right? I don't care. I'm just going to put the limit order down there. I'll do it. At 65.50, it's got a print, and then I know the stop goes at 88, roughly. I even know where the stop is ahead of time. It's at 88 and a quarter. Okay, so 65, 75 in this case, right? So it's more than 20 points. It's 65, 75, 85. It's 23 points. That's the stop on that trade. Okay? You may not like that stop, but that's the stop on that trade. Okay? There's the entry at whatever it is, 65.50. Now the stop goes at 88. If you can find a better stop, go ahead. But you do not have to freak out. You don't have to go, oh, how am I going to get, and what am I looking for? 2 bars, but take whatever you want profit-wise. Just stop blowing the shit out of yourself, right? That's all you have to do. That's it, right? That's all you have to do to make that work. And then whatever profit you want to take, we can work on that later, right? We can work on that later. I have no idea whether that trade would work or not. It's in Supernova. I certainly usually would not want to take a trade within the context of Supernova, right? So, but it doesn't matter, right? Here, I'll just cover it right there. I covered it at 61 and a quarter. Doesn't matter. I sent it. It jumped up as soon as I sent it, right? It just doesn't matter. There's your 2 bars, right? So even if I go, oh, there's no way they can run it, right? wait for the damn triangle. It'll save your ass. I'm saying this out of desperation, right? I hate seeing there's a few people in here have the potential to be great traders that are blowing the shit out of themselves every 2 weeks, right? They get close to qualifying and they go on this freaking binge of off process trading. Clear your brain of everything you think about the market, forget every fucking setup you know, and go, I trade triangles up, right? Or I trade triangles down, and that's it. Now, I didn't get 100 points on it, or I covered it too early, or all that other stuff. I don't care about that. Not right now, not for these people. I do not give a shit. Okay? I'm going to say that again. I do not give a shit how many points you got on that trade. If you take every one of those out for an inverted RR, you have my blessing. Because eventually you will figure out how to figure out which trades are better and which trades are worse. Okay? Don't reshort it. Don't add to it. Take the triangle down, put the stop in, and take your hands away from the trade. That's all you got to do, right? That's all you got to do. The next step in that process would be to recognize that the triangle down got you below the biggest delta, right? So before that, you got this. That's a really good short, by the way, just FYI. But this right here, right? That's all you got to know. Here it is on the 15. Same concept. So how did that work out for you? Again, 24 is better than 15 on this, by the way. You'll have more stops, just smaller stops. Stop, stop, paid, paid. Okay? That's it. Paid again, right? That's it. I don't trade without triangles. This is a lot easier to figure out on the 24. Okay? And then I can go back and do my work. Like, for example, did I get below my biggest delta up? This one did close below the biggest delta up. I'm in business, right? Did this one close below the biggest delta up? Nope, it closed parallel to it. I can still take it, just not as good, right? We're going to simplify this for those who are having a difficult time so that y'all will freaking make money. And I don't mean on any one day. I mean month over month. There's one person in this room that takes out of Apex $10,000 to $20,000. I think it's every other week. Okay? Let yourself freaking get paid, guys. It's really frustrating the shit out of me. Okay? And then just make the distinction. If you need a further distinction, is that the triangle up above my biggest delta. I'll give you an example. See this one right here? It was not. Okay? See this one right here? Triangle up was not. See this one here? Triangle up was not. None of those qualified. Was this one? The uppers. That one was, and it gave you the biggest run. Okay? It's all with love, but I hate to see y'all hurting like this. Some of y'all are really working really hard only to have a bad week. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Some of y'all are working really hard for weeks only to have a bad day and wipe it all out. Take the damn triangle. Okay? It's my strongest suggestion I can have. Secondly, figure out where the biggest delta is. If the triangle is above the biggest delta, push that trade. That's it. You can end coaching with me today. You should be able to go to profitability. Go anywhere and send me a message saying, Simon, this destroys me on this day. I'm not trying in this trade. And these guys are idiots. Never mind, T-Mobile. Wow. Right? Use your knowledge base to get paid, please. Okay? Use your knowledge base to get paid. That's short right there, right? Beautiful. And we'll cover the divergences and everything else. Anyone have any questions over that? You will have bad days. No question about it. But you will have a bunch of good days, and you'll stop having the one day that wipes you out completely. Okay? That sucks to work for 2 weeks. It sucks to coach for weeks on end and then have someone tell you, I got my ass kicked on one day and wiped it out. And think of unfair pricing. I agree with you, by the way. But think of unfair pricing where stuff gets negotiated, right? And everything you said is fine. You didn't have to short it, right? I certainly held it for 5 freaking wonderful points, right? Because I was doing the thing. But at least you have a place, even if you can't figure out unfair, fair, everything else. At least you have something to hang your hat on, and then you can. And then the next step is where's the delta, and then you got it from there, right? And then we can build on that, right? Then we can build on that. And Ed, by the way, doesn't have a problem blowing the living shit out of himself. Just FYI. But man, it's frustrating to work with anybody for weeks and then say I gave all my money back in a day, right? Like I know y'all are paying me for my time, but I'm doing it because I want to see y'all get paid. No other reason, right? So, right, I agree. And the biggest thing about that is, Ed, try not to trade in unfair pricing will be the biggest deal. And particularly in unfair pricing where it rips like that, the shorts have a harder time than the longs in this area. But that's natural because that's true. That's true of anything, anywhere, right? So hold on 1 second here. So like, see this right here? And you go, oh, star up, right? Guess what I still need in here? I need the triangle up. So let's say I want to go long here desperately, right? I need a triangle, either here or here. I'm going to do it on the 24. Whether the loss is bigger or smaller, doesn't matter, right? So watch. I'm going to go, oh, I want to go long. The market's up now, right? There's my biggest delta, so that's also important to me so far, right? And I'm looking for the delta. So what's going to happen is I know that triangle will usually come on the next bar. So at 18, when that bar prints, right? At 18, when that bar prints, if I want to go long, right? I have to get an up bar first. So there's nothing for me to do. Let's say I'm in total panic. Oh, there's nothing for me to do. Even here, there's nothing for me to do because I'm going to look for that little triangle to appear. Okay. So let's say I'm a panicky trader that keeps sabotaging myself. I'm just going to sit right here and wait for that. And I go, oh, there's no way they can keep pushing, or this is the back of unfair pricing, or this is the biggest delta down, or any of the stuff that I tell myself, right? Now I'm just going to go, oh, look, potential star down. That must be the bottom. Nope. I'm waiting. All I'm doing is marking off big deltas, right? That's the only thing I am doing. I'm going to put one bar to the left so I can see the top. So if that 06 prints, right, there's 06. I'm looking for 12 and a quarter. So 1250. $12.50. I have a buy order in at $12.50, right? Oh, this doesn't print. I know I'll have no trade here. No trade. Cancel all. See that? I didn't take a stop because I wasn't guessing whether it was going to reverse. Now, this bar will print 1506. What do I need next? A triangle up. If I'm trading the 15, that's fine. I would do it on the 24, right? So now I'm just going to sit there and wait, right? I need 1506 first, and from 1506, I've got to move up to, the last one was 06. It's going to be about 1250 or 13, right? So 1250. I'm at 1250. I know 1250 will be a triangle up. My stop is where? At the low. At least I know exactly what I'm looking for, right? So my stop's going to go approximately 91. There, I'm long. Stop 91. 91.75. Okay, now, where's my biggest delta? The biggest delta is right here. My triangle up was above my biggest delta. Wait, was it? One bar to the left. My triangle up was not above my biggest delta. Okay? So I know that's going to have a harder time than if it was above my biggest delta, right? So now I have to decide how I'm going to trade that trade, whether I'm going to try and push it or I need to get out of it. Either way, right? I did not enter until I was in my up triangle, and that's going to at least give me a chance, right? At least give me a chance to get profitable on that trade, right? And if it stops, I didn't take 5 stops in a row down here trying to figure out the turn, did I? I just went, that's triangle up, okay? And now I'm just going to have to suffer through with triangle up with the stop. And if this stops me, at least it only stops me one freaking time, right? Not 4 freaking times. Oh, that's a star down. Nope, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm looking for, it's got to stop at the low, right? And if it stops me, it's fine, okay? It's going to stop me from taking 10 stops in a row. Do I like the stop? No. I'm right around the corner from the stop. Am I going to add to it on the stop? Nope, not at all. I'm just going to leave it there, and then I'll take the next trade. That's it, in total. And if I want to get long here, I'm going to at least look at my 15 tick and go, can I get a triangle up, right? Or is it just going to stop me? It's fine if it's just going to stop me, right? I'm going to say that again. It's fine if it's just going to stop me. But I need the trade to print up for me, right? So I've gotten stopped. I can't do shit till I get an up triangle, right? I can't do shit till I get an up triangle. Okay, so 06 quarter is my next trade. There was the pink triangle up. Now, in that process, I only have a little delta here, so all I got to do is get above this bar right here, and it'll close. If it prints 06 quarter, it'll close above. That's all I got to do, right? If I took it here, you didn't have much of a hurdle. You actually got above your biggest delta. It was right there. It's fine. And then the 10-minute window here is the only issue. And it's obviously open drive lower, right? Within, right, the bar. Now, see when I get this down, I just take the order out. See that? Because there is no trade, right? There is no trade there for me. So if 97 prints, right? Whatever that low is, that's what I take out, okay? Does everyone see that? Triangle up above my biggest delta down, and that last piece, see when it breaks it up, you only had one bar to clear, right? Now I can let it do what it's got to do, okay? Now I can let it do what it's got to do, okay? Good job, Ed. See how much easier that is? I didn't look for support level. I didn't have to guess. I took one stop, then my next trade paid, right? And the only distinction I have to make, right? The only distinction I have to make is if the bar is above the point of control of the last delta down. If you get a positive delta and or an up bar in between, it breaks up that set, right? Now I just do the same thing here. Let's say I'm looking for continuation. I'm going to look for a triangle. That's all I'm going to look for. That might have been the low of the day. We don't know. We're down 200 and some odd points, right? That's a lot of. If I want to short, what do I need? If I want to short and I'm going to short on the 15, triangle down. Where was my biggest delta on the 15? Right here. Triangle down, close below. My stop goes right on top. I happen to not want to short it. Just went supernova, right? I don't want to short that. Okay. So that's another wrinkle in it, right? But even if you don't have a wrinkle in it, your stop is going to be one stop there, right? You're not going to short here and here and here and here and here. If you can't hear, I'm really frustrated with people having great days and giving them back or going on tilt. Take the damn triangle. Do yourself a huge favor. We're way in the hole. If you're shorting down here, you have special desires. Um, as a beginning rule, yes, I agree, Ed. We can build on that later. But agreed. Yes, sir. That rule will change a little bit under context of the market, but we can discuss it one on one on how to figure that out. But it's a very good. It's a very good. It's a good mindset. The whole point is, can you have a basic mindset? Can you have a basic mindset that'll let you make money? Look, if you took the long here and got stopped, and you took the long here and you go, oh, it's above, big stretches, right? You just freaking ripped this thing right here from 05 to 25. Now, that may not sound like a big deal to you, right? But how do you know that's not going to turn into 100 or 200 points or that we close positive on the day? You don't know, right? And you will have fewer setups on the 24, although bigger stops, right? And the next thing that I'm looking for, and hold on, I got to pull up I'm looking for something here. Where is it? This is not good. And I am working on getting the bars set up on an indicator where it'll give divergence from this on the bar itself. And I need a few more days to make sure I've got it right, and then I'll release it. By the way, anyone who needs an Apex account, they're 90% off here. See if I can find. It's been a while since I've been on their thing, but I've got it here somewhere. Why is this not showing up? Okay, so see this? If I think, oh, we're going to go higher, right? Guess what I'm looking for? Triangle up, right? So if I wanted to buy that going into the top of the hour, or if I wanted to short that, stop, short, right? Just doesn't matter, right? Just doesn't matter in terms of avoiding the tilt situation. If you want to go long and you're burning for it, go, where's my triangle? I need my triangle, right? Like be like a crack addict for triangles, right? Man, I'll do anything for a triangle. I want to go long. This thing's got to go up, right? Be like that. At least I can keep doing that, I can get you to profitability and avoid your giant down days. And once you get convinced, right? Once you get convinced that you have the trade setup that you're looking for, right? Once you get convinced that you have the trade setup you're looking for, then I can go, great. Now you have the area, the location, the setup, you understand everything else. Look for your up triangle and stop guessing on the bottom bars because that's what's annihilating you. I don't care if you get star down, pink bar up, triangle up. Triangle. That's it. Triangle. Don't guess where the support's going to be. Triangle. Okay? I hate to sound like a broken record, but that will freaking save your backside. So you know right here, that's up triangle, right? You know it. See that? You could all you gotta do is put a buy stop over here, right? Or buy stop over here, and you're in on the up triangle. You know it's coming ahead of time. It was pretty damn fast, but you had to get your limit in right there at 16, but you knew it, right? You knew it. If you think it's short, it's got to be short. It's got to be short. Wait for your down triangle. Your stop on a down triangle, what is this? 22, 31, 11 points. That's your stop. Okay? So you see that 19? See how that's going to be a 34 stop? Okay? It's a down triangle. That's all you're looking for. Now, if it prints an up triangle, I don't know what that means, right? I do not know what that means if it's an up triangle, okay? I just know that that's what I'm looking for from a P&L standpoint, right? That's all I know, okay? Okay? Now, if I want to be long, right, what do I need? If I'm certain it's going, I don't need an apex trap. I don't want any of that. I want an up triangle and scalp, at least scalp your way out of that so that I don't have to go and say, well, what happened here? Well, my trade stopped and then I started taking a million trades against me. Now, if this doesn't apply to you, keep doing what you're doing every day, right? I'm fine with it, right? But I can tell you, right, that will save your soul. Okay, this will save your soul and you will stop spending months and years trying to get, not that you don't have profitable days, it will save your soul that you have unprofitable days. Double pink there. See that right there? Double pink. You have a designed trade, right? A designed trade, and you have a designed stop. It's basically 98, right? You don't have to do any more than that. Okay? It's basically 98 on that. That's all you have to know is that it's basically 98 on that trade. Okay? And then you can operate from there. Okay? Sometimes they'll even let you dip in a little bit. Next question to ask. Very simple. This is my biggest delta. That triangle up wasn't above my biggest delta. Guess what I want? I want it above my biggest delta. This one. Triangle up. Not above my biggest delta. So guess what I'm thinking? Oh, I'm not going to push that one as hard, right? Very, very simple thought process. I'm not looking at support. I'm not asking where it's going. I'm not asking any of those questions, right? I'm not asking any of those questions. I'm just going, oh, okay. If those who are having issues with the blowing up, if you know who I'm addressing, if that's you, will you please DM me and let me know if you have an objection to this or if you see a glaring problem with it. Okay? Please. It is a lot of hard work, right? You put in a lot of work. We sit here after hours in the market. You spend a lot of money. I spend my time, right? I love hearing guys go, I made $50,000 this month. I made $5,000 this month. I made a lot of money this month, right? I love hearing that, right? And it breaks my heart to hear someone go, hey, I sat here for 3 weeks. I had one bad week and wiped out all 3 weeks, right? Let's get on the page of making money consistently, day in, day out. You don't even have to worry about, look, you don't even have to worry about one-to-one, right? If I have to make money and I bought here and it goes from 19 to 25 and I have 5 contracts and I know it goes up at least a bar every time, that's a mathematical probability, right? If that's true, then I'm even all right. I can fix your RR problem later, okay? What I can't fix is you getting nailed and wiping out a week's worth of work in a day or 2 weeks worth of work in a day. I can't fix that problem unless we do something pretty dramatic, right? And my suggestion is for fixing your RR problem is wait till see this here? Biggest delta, bar close. Let's make sure that's true. Closed underneath. Guess what? That's probably going to extend lower, right? Now, what's my conflict here? We're down a bunch of, I don't know how much we're down, but it's a bunch. 201 points, okay? I don't like to short the NASDAQ when it's down 200 points, right? Now, I'm going to take that out for a minute, okay? If you shorted the triangle down, it went lower, right? If you shorted the triangle down here, it went lower, okay? The triangle works independent of location, okay? I'm going to say that again. It works independent of location. See how big that delta is down? So I'd want to be long, 2350, right? Okay, so at 2350, that's triangle up. It beats my biggest delta down. Now my stop has to go at 11. Okay. And if it stops me, it's fine. Okay. I'll wait for the next triangle if it stops me. I want to say that again. I'll wait for the next triangle if it stops me. Okay. Otherwise, I will just sit right here and wait. Okay. And if I don't like the trade, you can always flat it. If you don't think the market's going to go back up, that's fine too. Okay. I don't have a problem with any of that. Okay. But I am going to continuously hunt for my best trades. Okay. I will be running the room like this going forward, and the aggressive trades people can take on their own. I'm just exhausted of people having tilt days and blowing up. okay? And I'm not mad at anybody. I just want you paid. If I sound like an ass, I apologize, right? It's not a personal attack on anybody, right? But for the love of everything that's good, you can't blow up on your bad days. Now, if this doesn't apply to you, keep doing what you're doing. I still think Super Trap, Apex Trap, all that stuff, triangle down, star down, pink bar up, all that works. All of it works, right? But the problem is those guys that have that issue, the guys that have that issue, right? They'll take, like, let's say on the way down, they'll take a star up, right? But if the star up stops them, they start taking every bar behind it until it finally reverses or they blow up. Okay? So how do I stop that? Don't take the damn trade till you get a triangle, right? That stops you. And if you get stopped, sit there and go, I need a triangle. 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 By the way, I need a triangle. Right? That's all you say to yourself. It's a mantra. I need a triangle to trade, right? If you think the market's going to zero today and it's running up against you, you need a triangle, right? That's it. It will save your ass. It really will. Now, you can sit there and go, well, it didn't go 1-to-1, it didn't do this, it didn't do that. But almost every one of these went to some kind of profitability, right? And I don't give a shit if you take it out for one bar, not with these particular group of people. I don't give a shit. And let me tell you why. Because even at one bar of profit a time, you get paid, right? And I can fix your RR later. Okay, that's a better problem to have than doing it the other way. Oh, you're getting hit on every bar down and every triangle up and every apex trap that stops and everything else. Okay, there's only so many triangles in a day, right? There's only so many triangles in a day. If I thought this was short over here, like no way they're going to run, great, be bearish. Wait for the damn triangle. I have no problem with it, right? There, if you're short, don't short this bar, don't short this bar, don't short this bar. Don't go, oh, that's exhaustive, star bar up, nothing. I need a triangle down, okay? Now you will have some bad days. Okay, let's bring this all together. You will have some bad days. Okay? It is true. You will have some days, especially if you're shorting, where it'll go triangle down, stop, triangle down, stop, triangle down, stop, triangle down, stop. You have to have a max stop for the day. Okay? Long over shorts in my book. Okay? But you will have, in general, a very, very nice ability to make good decisions. Over here, see this already? I know this is my biggest delta over here. So guess what? I don't want to short that. I do not want to short this. So see, now I can start looking at other things. I know I'm looking for a triangle. This is my biggest delta right now. All right, I'm going to make this bar thinner so it's easier to see. Oops, TC1. Okay, I know that's my biggest delta, so I know a triangle down has less odds of working here, right? Okay, triangle down has less odds of working. That's it. Very, very simple. Now, where's the market going to go today? Who gives a shit? Where's the market going to go to? Where is it going to close up, down, bull market, bear market? Who gives a shit? Because all I think about is triangles. Triangles and deltas. Triangles and deltas. Triangles and deltas. Right? And the rest of it will take care of itself. Okay? The rest of it. I have not gotten one extension. I've been trading this in Apex. I've not gotten one extension trading two contracts. I am up on the day $1,015. I haven't traded my own account, but $1,015, and I have not gotten a single extension today. And I've traded a max of two contracts. Okay? Now, for most people, $1,000 for the day, that gets you up in doctor territory and lawyer territory for how much you earn per day, right? That's pretty good. And the market hasn't done anything, right? Triangles. Okay, I'm going to be hammering this for a long time. If it gets overwhelming, just tell me and I'll cut it out. I am not calling a single trade without a triangle. I will not be pointing out a single trade. Now, on one-on-one coaching, I'm fine with it. And I see these guys in the other room, right? I want to point this out. I see these guys in the other room pointing out Last week's value area low, last week's point of control, last week's value area high, the monthly point of control, VWAP, all that other shit. No wonder people can't trade, right? When you do all that stuff together, man, I'm ADD and dyslexic, right? Give me two components and let me think. That's it. Two components, triangle. So if I want to short now, right, where's my biggest delta? It's now this, right? This is my biggest delta. I need a triangle down. If I want to short, I can short 56.75. So I'll go put in a limit of 56.75 if I want to short it. Okay, 56.75, stop 70, it looks like, right? If it fills. And if it prints a triangle, which right now it's not, by the way, that triangle has to appear mighty quickly. No triangle? Okay, so that's a problem. Although it's double purple down, that's good enough for me, and I'll stay with it. What's my stop again? 70. So now if I want to get out of it, right? I didn't get what I was looking for. I closed it. That's it. Why? I wanted the triangle down. Now I can go over to the 24, but I don't want to short on the 24. I don't think you get enough extension down. Okay? But I'm making the point that of what I was looking for is the point that I'm making, right? Is the triangle down. Plus, you still can't get below the biggest delta on the 24, and that you should try to line up. Okay? But again, that gets complexity. I was looking for the down triangle. The bar printed, right? So I'm not below my biggest delta, right? I'm not below my biggest delta. So guess what? I'm going to cover that thing quickly. There, I'd be out at 42 because I'm not below the delta, right? I don't have to think about it, right? And if this thing's going to trend up, I may be looking for my next triangle up. Where's my biggest delta, right? I can just ping pong this thing over and over, okay? I can just ping pong this thing over and over for what I'm looking for, right? So if this reverses, that star up, this is my biggest delta. Guess what? 53.50 would be for the continuation. Okay. Is it the bottom of the channel? Nope. Am I crazy about it? Nope. But at least I know where I'm looking. And I know that that bar up, right? I know that that bar up. I know that that triangle up, right, will get me above my biggest delta down, right? And there it goes. And it was an insta jump. I already scaled. Why? Because I'm just demonstrating the idea, right? Now I'm up 1,400 on the day on two contracts. Okay? I'm just tacking it together. Notice I didn't say we're going to reverse. We're going to go up. We're going back to point of control. I'm just tacking off the triangles, right? And I want y'all to get paid so freaking bad. All of y'all can send me a gift of going, look how much I have to pay in my taxes. This is fan-freaking-tastic. I would love it. You can throw in a bottle of wine or something like that too. It'd be cool. But other than that, that's all I want, right? I don't give a shit if you go, I can't get any extensions. It went 200 points. Just keep tacking on the P&L, right? Eventually we'll get somewhere, right? Triangle up on pink bar above biggest delta down, right? Stop goes here on the 24. Now you can monitor. Now you can monitor the trade, right? The other thing you can do is, if this is your stop right here, look for the next triangle up over here. So it knows, oh, it didn't stop. It's going to go. It's going to continue going maybe, right? It doesn't even matter if this stops, right? Oh, so then when we go critique it, well, I took the triangle up and got stopped. Okay, you took it to the top of the channel. I'm okay with that, as long as you're okay with that. So now we can specialize. I only take it in the middle or lower, or I only take it at the bottom of the channel. After it touches the bottom of the channel, then I take the triangle. Whatever, right? But we can adjust and modify from there, right? I'm going to say that again. We can adjust and modify from there, Okay. And now when you look at this big picture and you wonder, so let's take the other way. Let's take the guy who shorted all morning long, right? Oh, we're going lower. Now go count your triangles, right? One, one, paid. All those paid, but I'm going to come off the edge. Two, three, four. One, at least one bar. Five, six, seven. Now, it's up to you to figure out where the bigger extensions come from, right? But I can get you to profitability, right? I can get you to profitability. Now I can add when did I beat my biggest delta, all that other stuff, right? On the triangle down to make distinctions, but I can get you to profitability. Okay? I can't get you to RR land with like that. That's going to require more analysis, but I can get you to profitability. Can you send me the pictures, Sean? I'm not pissed. I want people profitable. Hey, did anyone follow this process and get stopped this morning? If you already said something, you don't have to say it again, but if you can let me know. Did anyone take stops this morning? DM me if you did, please. Give me just a second, please. Guys, I'll be right back.